The suit is back, baby. That's right. I am the Uncanny Omar from Near Mint Condition, the home of collected editions. And today I get to announce 2 Marvel Omnibus reprints coming out in early 2023. Now, you may have seen these in our top 20 most wanted Marvel Omnibus reprints that you all voted for. So, let's do this thing. This video is sponsored by Marvel Comics, so thank you to David Gabriel and the fine folks at Marvel for sending us advance notice of these 2 reprints coming next year. So both of these are coming early next year, and both of these are found in our top 20 most wanted Marvel Omni reprints that, like I said, we put up a poll, we sent them over to Marvel, and hey, here we are. So now your job is to go and buy them because you voted for them. Okay. But before we go ahead and announce them, don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe, ring that bell for notifications. All that helps with our YouTube algorithm and our channel keep growing. And thank you to all of you that share the video. Seriously, that means that means a lot to us here. Okay. So, the very first book we're going to be talking about, because we are talking about 2, and both of these have a standard edition cover and a direct market cover. This one is coming out in March of 2023. So, first on that list is New XMen Omnibus. So, let's take a look at the standard edition cover here. And that standard edition cover is supplied by Frank Quitely, who was one of the main artists on the book. That was also the cover that they used for the very first printing of the book, and I believe it's from New XMen 114. So speaking of Frank Quitely and New XMen 114, let's talk about the content. I'm not sure why I pointed over there. I always show the content down here. This collects New XMen 114 to 154, as well as New XMen Annual Number 1. So this takes place after X-Men. They changed the title to New X-Men. So the title that Chris Claremont and Jim Lee kicked off in the early 90s, 1991 to be exact, became New X-Men with issue number 114. I've been asked before, like, wait a minute, how can there be a 114? Where was one? I'm trying to find New X-Men 112, 113, and yeah, well, it was because the title shifted names. So let's look at the direct market cover before we talk about this spectacular run. Series artist Frank Quitely is also supplying a direct market cover, and this is the one that will only be available through direct market, so places like your local comic book store. So Frank Quitely was not the only person drawing the book. I mean, you had artists in here like Lionel Francis Yu, Igor Corti, Jean-Paul Leon, Phil Jimenez, just to name a few of the talent that drew this particular omnibus. But the main event here, the main writer, is Grant Morrison, and their run on New X-Men really set the bar high. It really modernized those characters. We call it the leather jacket. No, wait. No, we don't. Do we? Do we call it the black leather jacket years? I just remember Avengers, we had a leather jacket years with Bob Harris's run. Anyway, but yes, if you've not read this run, this has been, I think this will be the 4th printing, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe even the 5th time it's been printed. But there's so many new people buying these collected editions that it was voted pretty high on our top 20 list. So you have the introduction of characters like Cassandra Nova in here. Of course, the Stepford Cuckoos. And Emma Frost just becomes such a huge highlight of the X-Men team. I mean, now you can't think of X-Men without having Emma Frost on the team. Yes, I realize she was in Generation X, but I think this is the book that really put her as an X-Men, and people really saw her as an X-Men. And it's got one of my favorite last arcs, which is an alternate future with wonderful artwork. Mark Silvestri drew that. But this one will be available next March. Now, the next book, well, you know, people sometimes look at my thumbnails and they're like, oh, that's a hint. And I try not to give any hints. I remember when I was wearing this tie, people were like, dude, that looks like Spider-Man, or is it Deadpool? Well, this time around, it's Deadpool. And yeah, I guess it was a little bit of a hint, because coming in April of next year is the new printing of Deadpool and Cable Omnibus. That's right, you all made that happen. Let's take a look at the standard edition cover. And here is your main cover by Rob Liefeld, who is the co-creator of Cable and Deadpool. And let's take a look at the contents of the book. So this collects Cable and Deadpool 1 through 50. That's right, the series was actually called Cable and Deadpool, not Deadpool and Cable, but because of the popularity of Deadpool, well, you all know. Deadpool GLA, which is the Great Lake Avengers Summer Fun Spectacular, and then material from Deadpool, the 2012 series, number 27. All of this written by the phenomenal Fabian Nicieza. This is my Deadpool. This is my favorite Deadpool title, and I'm so glad it's back. It's had one printing, and now the people that missed out on it years ago can go and buy it and see what all the talk was about. Let's take a look at the direct market cover. So here's your direct market cover by Mark Brooks, who was actually one of the artists on the book. He started it off, and like I said, Fabian Nicieza wrote it, but you also have the artwork in here of Riley Brown, Patrick Searcher, Lan Medina, Ron Lim, Stas Johnson, just to name a few of the artists. And I think in that GLA, the Great Lake Avengers Deadpool story, that one is co-written, or it's written by Dan Slott. But yes, back to print, all 50 issues, plus the Summer Fun Spectacular, then material from Deadpool number 27. So here you have it. This is it. This is your chance to get it. So if you're interested in these books, don't forget to pre-order as soon as pre-orders are available. Let me know which covers you're going to get, depending on the book that you're interested in. And let me know if you have any more questions. Leave your questions down below. Thoughts, all of that, leave them in the comments section. Thank you again to David Gabriel and the fine folks at Marvel for letting us know about both of these books. Everyone stay healthy and safe out there. We did it. 2 down. Got a few more to go.